break the funk out.
Say what?
Wait. Okay, so Q is a military intelligence operation that is basically a information dissemination thing. That started on 8chan when that was the original board, right? And then after the Christchurch attack, they took down 8chan, and now they started 8kun, which is supposedly, if you follow Q, routed through the Department of Defense's software, like the hardware, it's like routed through there. So, and yeah, it's like basically drops and hints and research points, basically, right?
Yes, and Q will never. They have never revealed something completely. They always leave something for you to realize on your own. You know, you go and think this. Like he will expose things kind of in a riddle.
Yeah.
So you need to figure out what he's trying to say, which is, I think is something really cool.
Yeah, like exactly. If nothing else, like if you don't, like, you know, even if you don't, like, aren't 100% on board with Q, and I'm not, because, you know,
it's so
I don't know for sure, right? But if you can literally just research what they tell you to research, and it all checks out. You know? Actually
in 2017, when the first Q post came out on the 30th of October 2017, which is my daughter's birthday.
Oh, really?
Yes, Evita's birthday is on the 30th of October, and thank them. It was the biggest bust of dry adrenochrome in 2017.
Really?
Yes, they were something like.
Where did they do that?
They were like close to 100 kilos of dry adrenochrome that they were trying to cross from United States to Canada. They were on their way to Calgary. And this is another crazy, mind-blowing fact, that adrenochrome is so, how can I explain this? Kind of, it depends of copper.
Oh, okay.
It kind of works hand in hand with copper.
Because it's like about like oxidization or something like that.
Oxidization of the adrenalized blood. Actually, that's basically what it is. And so the biggest bust of adrenochrome, which was translated into money, it was something like $100 billion.
Yeah.
So that also makes you go like, wow. We could, like, literally the whole planet, we could all have $1 million. They will still have money left over, you know. So so that makes you go as well, like, we don't even imagine how huge and deep this goes.
Huge.
The amount of money involved in the production of this atrocity, it's just mind-blowing. You know.
Have you've heard the interviews with Ronald Bernard, the guy who exposed, like, he was a part of the financial elite, and then they like asked him to kill a child, and then he wasn't able to do it, so they like basically broke every bone in his body, and like I think it was in the late like 2000 or early 2010s that they actually killed him, because he was out there, like, you know, like talking about what, like, the financial elite, and that's and kind of what they're into, and it's nuts. Like, again, total psychopath shit. Like, total psychopath shit.
It's just so sick.
It's like taking pleasure in human suffering.
Yes, literally that. It is literally that. That is their drug. their drug gives them pleasure for human suffering, and
Yeah.
not just human, the most innocent of humanity, which are our children.
Yeah.
For me, children are sacred.
No, it's completely
Our
blank
children-
slate. They don't know,
No,
you know.
like Trump says, their level of immorality, it's limitless. And
Yeah.
you can't even
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
their immorality, and I think that he described that so well.
Yeah.
In,
Okay.
in words that we can all. It doesn't produce
So-
a huge shock.
So let's go into Trump. What do you make of Trump? Because he is like the like Q plus in the QAnon movement, right? Well, allegedly, we don't know for sure, but there's been a bunch of proofs.
Yes.
There has been a bunch of proofs.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you make of Trump?
This is a very, very, very personal opinion. Okay? This guy has all my respect and all my heart. Pedophilia, it's a subject very delicate for me as a human being. And the only man that exposed this satanic group of beings, and the only guy that said, okay, that's enough, we're not having it anymore, and the only one that's fighting human trafficking and exposing what they do to kids, innocent kids, it's him.
Yeah, and he was one of the first. I think the only one that actually to start the human trafficking task force, right?
Yes.
There was
Yes.
nothing like.
Yeah. And so that's why, whether mainstream media tries to trash him constantly, because they are always trying to
Constantly
First-
for anything.
for anything and everything, like for the 4th of July speech that they gave.
Yeah,
And,
at Mount Rushmore.
Yes, and Melania Trump, she was wearing a beautiful white dress designed by Alexander McQueen.
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful with scribbles of kids that have been rescued from child trafficking rings or have been victims of serious abuse. They are in this rehab for mentally, and so this guy designed this
Yeah.
dress
And then.
with the scribbles of them in recovery.
And then
so,
what did the media say?
oh, that dress is so horrible. It looked like Trump had scribbled something on the dress. It's like, oh.
And that passes for journalism.
Yeah.
They're just like,
So-
yes, we stuck it to them. It's like, no.
People.
Dude, and this is the thing, man. This is like, whether you like Trump or hate him, I personally think he is funny as fuck. He just
And he-
trolls. He just
And he's
trolls
so
everyone
smart.
and just trolls the media and like doesn't give a fuck. And that's what I love about him.
Yeah.
Because he has just exposed the media for fools.
Yeah. I love it when he goes, you
Multiple
work for, who
times.
do you work for? CNN. Oh, you should feel shame of yourself. Fake news.
You're fake news.
You're a fake news. You feel shame about you. It's like, yes.
That was the first time where like I was like, okay, like what's going on here? Because this is not like, because like what we understand is that there is a political class,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
That are career politicians, and their families, everyone around them, they belong to the political secret societies, right? I know that Trump was a billionaire businessman, and he would have had to do some shady shit to build in New York, but he is not a part, in my opinion, of the same secret societies.
I think the same. I think that because I've been doing lots of research, and like lots of research,
Yeah.
And I understand the fact that because lots of people are going nuts, like, oh, he was friends with Jeffrey Epstein. Well, sometimes you have to keep, well, not sometimes, you have to keep your friends close and your enemies closer,
Yeah.
right? And so why were they, and there are pictures of only one party of them together. So why is people always pulling up the same pictures
Yeah.
of them too? Because
Yeah.
there aren't more evidences. They are not.
Yeah.
They tried to
I
put a
think-
picture of Trump with a little girl. They were, oh, you pedophile, he's with a little girl.
Meanwhile,
well, the little girl, it was her daughter, his daughter. Come on.
Meanwhile, they are actively removing videos of Joe Biden from
Yeah.
YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. They're just actively removing all the videos of him groping children,
Yeah.
fucking acting like a creepy
That-
fuck.
Oh, that
It's-
makes my blood
it-
boil in anger. It's
and-
like, honestly, it's like, oh, you fucker. It's literally.
And the media and like what happened to that very credible sexual assault allegation against him from Tara Reid? Where the fuck did that go?
But mainstream media is completely silent
Yes.
about it.
Well, they attacked her.
Yeah.
Yeah, including all the so-called feminists that were all about Me Too and listen to the victim. They were like, oh, but not her.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Everybody,
What?
but not her.
What?
You know, because no, not you.
It's like, why? Because it's like for your homie Biden, like, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know?
How I call it, good old Joe Peter Biden.
It's
Yeah.
nuts, man. And also, he is losing his mind. Can we also
Completely.
and like to have him in a debate against someone like Trump who doesn't give a fuck?
Yeah.
He will die.
Yeah.
He will get killed on stage
And
verbally.
And yeah, and that is something that I would really enjoy watching. Like
Yeah.
like how I've been enjoying watching all these stars falling. Like this what's her name? Kelly Preston? John Travolta's wife.
Oh no,
That-
I haven't heard about
Oh
that.
yeah, because
Yeah.
you know she passed away supposedly from cancer maybe a week ago,
Oh,
very
okay.
recently. She was working. She was such a good woman. She was working in Haiti with orphan children.
Okay.
John Travolta
Not for the Clinton Foundation.
was yeah.
Oh,
Yes. Yes.
Again, man, it's crazy.
Yeah. So they
It's-
make people
it's
believe that
nuts.
she was such a saint and such a
Yeah.
good woman.
That's
and,
what.
And however, there are no records of her breast cancer. So no one can find any
Yeah.
medical records proving that she actually had cancer. However, John Travolta is very high up in this
Yeah.
satanist people, and so they said that she died of breast cancer after battling for 2 years. And so, okay, if any people is, fighting with cancer, another big business, by the way, if anybody's fighting that fight, you would have medical records, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
there's nothing, absolutely nothing. And what I've read, I don't know if maybe you read that too, that all these executions that are taking place is they have 3 options, like Ellen DeGeneres, like Oprah Winfrey, like Tom Hanks, to name just a few.
Yeah.
They will have only 3 options. You can either kill yourself, lethal injection, or lifetime in prison. Most of them might choose the lethal injection or, I don't know, kill themselves. I don't know how you would do that, but
Yeah, I don't know either because what like what will need to happen is, and we know this because of Q in terms of how they have to lay down a narrative
Yes.
for something to happen. So you would need so much narrative spin in the media to justify something like the death of someone like Tom Hanks or the you know
Of Ellen or
yeah,
Oprah.
Yeah.
So many people follow her. So many people see her.
Wasn't it interesting? Did you see a few weeks ago when like it was a rumor that her house had been raided for child trafficking, right? And you know, Oprah's fucking Oprah. She's like this holier than thou
Like the
figure.
goddess.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And she actually it got trending so high that she actually come out and had to make a statement and acknowledge it.
Yeah.
That's a crazy amount of power for alternative
And
narrative.
Also, I watched this not so long ago that I was also boiling in anger when she tried to make it okay about child molestation. I heard it.
Yes.
I saw it.
I've seen that clip.
She was saying
It's from the
that
80s, right?
if you're 7 years old and someone is molesting you, and if that someone is handsome or if she's beautiful, you know, it's not so bad. It might actually even feel great.
Yeah, she said this.
I am saying
Oprah said this.
literally what she said. That child molestation can be great if your molester is handsome or beautiful.
Yeah, there's
What?
there's a whole bunch of.
Are we serious here? And another thing
It's not
about
just her. There's a whole bunch of clips of
it's just
elite people
sick.
saying shit like that.
Trying to normalize the
Yeah.
pedophilia, like Chrissy Teigen, again, we go again. I read something like, oh, when I see these little girls half naked doing the splits,
Yeah.
oh, someone please take me to jail. Is it
Yeah.
okay to feel like this? What on earth? World Health Organization, like some people call it Wrong Health Organization. I like that name.
Yeah.
They are trying to normalize pedophilia for a while now, and now they are saying that kids should be taught about sexuality and about masturbation when they are 4 years old.
Yeah. And
no.
but also not only that, but there is at least in parts of Europe that I've heard of getting this pushed through the education to the early education system.
Yes, and actually
Yeah.
in Chile, not even a month ago, this law got approved. You will not believe it. It's called ESI, which is
Yeah.
it's in English is
You can say it in Spanish if you want.
it's
And just let us know what it is.
ESI. It's for in English would be E.
Yeah.
It's in Spanish is
ESI.
E.
Yeah.
So it's ESI.
ESI.
ESI. And so where they are basically saying, well, not basically, they are saying that kids need sexual education, including teaching them about masturbation from 2.5 years old onwards.
Yeah.
No, they don't need sexual education at that age. They don't need sexual education at 4 years old. They don't need sexual education at 6 years old. They don't. In my humble opinion as a mother.
Yeah, but you know, I think, and like, you know, this is gonna get into controversial territory, but I think it's important. I think a big part of that also is things like trans kids,
Well,
giving hormones and puberty blockers to kids.
that's
In order, yeah, Time Magazine had an article.
that's why I wrote down.
Time Magazine had an article about, oh, it's like,
our vaccines ingredients where
Yeah.
I mean
Go ahead.
Here is the scientific proof, where they use DNA apart from pigs too. Hello? What? Yes, you heard that right. That's why in our world, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with gay people. I don't think there's anything wrong. I'm not saying that.
No.
I'm just saying that why we have day by day we have more kids that they are confused about their gender identity. They don't know if they are boy or girl, if they like boys or same sex. They don't know why. It's because through our vaccination, which is the health program, through the vaccines we get DNA from other human and from animals, and they don't separate DNA from, this is DNA from boys, hey, careful.
Yeah.
No, it just doesn't matter. So through vaccines your kid is literally getting DNA from a pig, from cows, and from human. And from human, you don't know if you are getting into your child's body girl's DNA or boy's DNA. That's why we have more gender confusion.
Yeah. And also it's being, and like this is my only beef with the whole thing, is that it is not just that, but it is being encouraged and facilitated in, at least I've seen in parts of Europe, by clinicians who are just like, like your kid feels like they're trans and they're like only 7 years old. You can give them puberty blockers to and like what? How is that even a conversation? But this is being legislated.
Yeah,
and
it's something legal. But hey, don't get caught with weed. Oh, you bloody drug addict.
Yeah, it's not. It's
Seriously?
upside down world. It's
really? Because no, you cannot feel respect from someone that smokes weed. But it's okay if you use alcohol or if you use lots of opioids, that's okay.
Yeah.
But you cannot, whatever you do, do not use that plant because that plant is so bad for you. No.
Yeah.
Come on, people. And what we're talking about, the DNA, the name is human diploid fibroblast cells, which means aborted fetal cells that it's foreign DNA that gets injected into the body and has the ability to interact with your own DNA.
Yeah.
So
we don't.
if we have a little boy that most of the people vaccinate their kids because they're being indoctrinated and brainwashed that vaccines are very good for you. They will protect your kid. I mean, they will. But hey, no matter what, don't give them honey because it has a virus and a bacteria that can kill them. But it's okay to inject all this rubbish into their body. That's completely safe. So this is something that it's been happening for so many years. And don't believe me what I'm saying. Just go to the CDC website where they have all the ingredients of our healthy vaccines. And you can find every single ingredients I have here written. Some of the ingredients, you can find them in cleaning products, in bleach, in like highly corrosive chemicals that, but in a small amount, it doesn't matter. It's so safe.
Yeah.
When they were trying to vaccinate my little girl, my middle one, so I asked the nurse, can you please bring me the insert of the vaccine? So she went, she came back with empty hands, and she said, we don't have it. Bullshit, they do, because all vaccines come with the insert. So they did not give me the paper. And so she said, but we can Google it. So she started Googling the ingredients. And I said, so you're trying to tell me that it's safe to inject aluminium to a little baby? No, it's safe because it's very little amounts. Okay, and what about this mercury? No, it's a very little amount, so it won't cause any harm.
Mercury,
And so
full charge होती है?
लाल लावा मारी?
No.
Okay. Yeah, it's crazy because we don't know the like that's only the chemical level, and then from the top down it's the cultural level, and like you might feel
Food.
like yeah
The
Food,
the
yeah.
water,
yeah
the products like shampoos and
yeah
detergents. So the detergent that normally
Yeah.
you would just use to wash your clothes, right?
yeah
It's they are bombarding us with chemicals that make us that dump us
Yeah.
down. So we all live like very obedient sheep, and we pay our taxes and we work, and we
Yeah,
make
and
them,
don't
we
think
keep
about-
on enriching them, and we are very dumb. We just obey. We just obey, and we just do what we have been told to do and to believe and to think, because that is what for school. School
Yeah.
doesn't prepare us for life
well yeah
at all.
yeah
It doesn't.
and also the school curriculum was designed by the Rockefeller Foundation anyway.
Yeah, and so is
The same
health
people
system.
that are behind, a whole bunch of other fuck shit.
The
that is,
same satanic people that
behind everything.
Yeah. that take pleasure of human
Yeah.
suffering.
Yeah.
The same people is the one that planned what our kids are being taught at school.
Yeah.
Why we're not told about emotional intelligence? Because
or just
why?
a whole bunch of other things that are way more helpful than.
Oh yeah, because it's more
what's in the
important
textbooks, yeah.
because it's more important to learn, maths and history. Whose history?
Yeah, that were being
Right?
that was manipulated to.
Man
history.
created history.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's,
so that's why I've been called nuts. I've been called, not long ago, I got called by a psychologist, very mainstream psychologist, that she told my partner that I needed medical help for the things that I talk, She's,
because you're yeah.
oh yeah, because what I see, if my daughter one day doesn't want to go to school, for me it's fine. Okay, don't go.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
if-
I say it openly. I don't care if you don't have like beautiful qualifications. I really don't care, because I don't think that school prepare you for life.
Yeah.
But anyway, she calls because she's very social and she loves her friends and
Yeah.
blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So
That's also a very large part of the development is the social.
Yeah,
Mhm.
thing
social
that comes from
interaction.
something like school,
yes,
Um,
and so I am. Someone told me that. Well, the same person, the same psychologist. She said that my daughter needed help because it's not normal that a teenager doesn't want to go to school. It's not like she doesn't want to go to school. It's just some days, an odd day.
Yeah, doesn't
she wants
feel
to sleep
like.
in, and it's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I seriously don't care. And she said that my daughter also needed help. She needs a counselor. Okay.
They just want to get you in the system to make you normal life, whatever normal is according to
System.
what their
Well,
system
actually, I just find out that my partner told me this, that the psychologist said this about me just last night, because we are having a debate about the vaccine's ingredients. He's still a bit like
Yeah.
mainstream thinker. And so I'm very passionate about this, because it's
Yeah.
like, oh my God, how can you not see it?
Yeah.
And he said, you see, that is why the counselor told me that I need to take you to your GP, because you need medical help. I'm like, no!
But it is kind of interesting, because when you and like you've like obviously started researching all this fairly recently, but when you start going down a rabbit hole, right? That happened to me with the 9/11, right? When I started looking into all the shit that surrounded 9/11, I was like, okay,
Hang on.
nothing makes sense anymore. I have to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
And you do become deep dive passionate and all kinds of, and it's...
Well, that was one of the things. That 9/11 was not a terrorist attack. I mean, it was a terrorist attack, but from
it
the same government.
But it was orchestrated.
Yeah, just like the mass shooting here in Christchurch. What was, by the way, John Podesta doing here in Christchurch by the shooting?
That's going to be hate speech on the
Oh,
camera.
yeah.
Because it's no, but like you know, again, because like they needed, because it was their Edith of March, a cold holiday. They needed a human sacrifice. They chose New Zealand for whatever reason, and that's what happened. They do this every year.
I think.
Do you remember the year before that Las Vegas thing happened? Same time frame.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't pay attention to that detail before, but yeah. Yeah.
So like every day, like around March, etc., they need a human sacrifice. This year it was COVID.
Yeah. And well, but the thing with the Christchurch shooting, very unfortunate for all the families involved.
Yeah.
Very sad for them. But they did that, so they had a justification to get all the guns of people.
And the shooter posted his manifesto to 8chan, which was the main board that Q used to post on, and so that gave the establishment justification to just take down the whole website. Because I was like onto this the next day. Like I tried to get onto 8chan on the keyboard. Nope, your ISP has blocked you from accessing this website. And then a few days later, the website's just entirely gone. You know? So they were able to do that as well. They were able to go after Q on 8chan. They were able to go after the guns, and also be able to blow up Jacinda's character in the international media.
Because she's such a good woman, right?
That was a major part of it, is like kind of big up her media persona, you know, around the world, which is one of the big things that they did, because they broadcasted the picture of her hugging the Muslim woman on that giant tower. Yeah, that is like dark occult Freemasonic shit, like that, you know. Yeah. Anyways, okay.
You have to come next.
Yeah, we have to. So, but like, anyways, let's end this with, let's say like someone's listening to this and they're completely
unaware of,
new to this, or like a little bit of a believer. They're questioning a few things, but you know, don't really know what advice and what things would you like to say to them?
First, I know how hard it is when we have been taught our whole life to think and believe certain things. I know how hard it is when you are shown another completely different story and say, okay, this is the truth. That's not, it's all a lie. I know how hard it is, and you get a bit of a big shock. And my suggestion is just try to be open-minded and with an open heart too. And I would say start with Out of Shadows or Fall the Cabal.
Yeah.
I would say that. Also, I would suggest you do your research about what adrenochrome is. Do the research about what Pizzagate is, because this is way bigger than just the United States.
Still hasn't been debunked.
Yes, this is something that involves all of us as human beings, and it's our job to do this. Search up, and also please watch Operation Underground Railroad. It's a beautiful mission that if you are a human being, you need to watch that. Please. That's all I ask. It's not a big thing, you know, at your own time, at your own pace, but just be with an open heart and an open mind, because we, the conspiracy theorists, we're not trying to make you think or believe what we believe. It's not. Just be a truth seeker, and please do not listen to mainstream media, because by the way, while we were in the house arrest, this government paid $37 million. So
To
the
bail
mainstream
out
media
works for the government.
It works for the government. So mainstream media will only tell you what they want you to believe and think.
Yeah. So